Hello everyone, welcome to K-Pop Queen for your non-daily reactions to all things K-pop. Alright, right now, you already know what it is. I told y'all I was going to talk about it. You know I've been watching it if you've been following my tweets. It's time for Itaewon Class. This was the hottest drama. Everyone watched this. We all just finished it pretty recently too. The last episode came out last week. So it's really time to discuss it. You know, it's really time to get into the meat of this drama and talk about things that we liked and didn't like. Now, listen, y'all know me, I'm opinionated, and I have a lot of opinions about this show. I was on Twitter trying to see a gauge of how people felt, and I think people mostly liked it. And I liked it too, don't get me wrong, but I just have issues. I have some things I want to discuss, and I want to talk them out with y'all and see if maybe y'all agree with me, maybe you don't. You know, we can have some conversation, and maybe I can see things differently about this drama. But let's talk, okay? You already know what it is. Drama shop top, get your water, get your snacks. I got my food right here, listen. A little thing, I got my water, I'm ready to chat. Let's go. Itaewon Class. The synopsis on Wikipedia says this. Itaewon Class tells a story of ex-convict Park Se-ri, played by Park Seo-joon, whose life has been turned upside down after he gets expelled from school for punching a bully and his father is killed in an accident. Following his father's steps, he opens his bar restaurant, Damban, Sweet Night, in Itaewon, and along with his manager and staff, strive towards success and reaching greater heights. That is the synopsis. That is true. That's how the story went. Now, was it a linear line to get to where we wanted? Absolutely the fuck not. It wouldn't be a drama if it was, okay? We had a lot of hardships in our way. We had a lot of people getting in our way. But in the end, we won. That's the truth of the matter. Oh, I should probably say spoilers. Well, that's how drama shop tops are. I always talk about spoilers, so hopefully you guys already know this by now. But yes, it is starring Park Seo-joon, who I talk about every week. I think I didn't realize how much of his work I had seen until I was talking last week about A Witch's Romance, and I was like, wait a minute, I've seen everything. I mean, I'm a huge fan and I knew that, but I didn't realize like how much I had seen. And now I'm talking about Itaewon Class, another one of his dramas. It is on Netflix, so you can definitely watch it, or you can go to the sites like I always say. It's really about Park Se-ri, Park Seo-joon's character. We literally follow his life for 15 years. I mean, we really get a huge sample of this boy, you know what I mean? We really get to see him. We really get to see his ups and his downs, you know, how he strives to attain his goal, how through it all he stays strong, you know? It's incredible. And then we see the people that try and get in his way. We also see the people that help him get, you know, his way. So it's a really fascinating story. Very well written, very well acting. There's no qualms about acting. I mean, listen, everyone can act in this drama, right? The story is also really fascinating. They have some people you don't usually see in the dramas, which you know, okay. There's a lot of texture in this drama. There's a lot of texture in it. That being said, I will say my biggest problem with this drama was the story. It was the fucking writing. Despite me being able to acknowledge that it was very well written, it pissed me off. It really pissed me off. Should I start with the pros and then go to the cons? Yeah, I'll do that because I have a lot more cons than pros. Sorry. Listen, Park Seo-joon's character, Park Se-ri, I mean, I said it after watching like 20 minutes of episode 1. I'm gonna die for him. I'm gonna fight for him. I'm gonna shoot for him. It's that simple. What a main character. What a hero. What a male lead in a drama. I feel like I've never rooted for a lead as much as I have with Park Se-ri. Is it because of the things, you know, the strife, you know, how hard his life has been, you know, how he continues to persevere? Probably. I don't think anyone has ever had to struggle like he has in this drama. But at the same time, just his character in general, I find very admirable. His willingness to like stand down, live by his principles, and not be shook by anything, just standing so still in his principles, I think is beyond admirable. And I don't know, I really resonated with his character and and the way that he would just fight for anything that he believed in. I was like, you know what? Fuck yes. Fight for what you believe in. Stand up for what you believe in, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Even if they knock you down and surprise you completely, you will still get up and achieve your goals. I mean, seriously, a really admirable character. You can't help but root for him, honestly, from the minute that you meet him. Even though he does seem a little, they say he's socially inept, I think is what they called him. or like I think that's the words that they used. I'm trying to remember. There was something like that. Like he just doesn't pick up cues from people, and he seems very rude. When really he's a caring boy. He's a sweet boy. Okay, he cares a lot. He just you know, he's not very good at showing it, honestly. So really loved his character. His staff as well, of course, I love them. The way that they stood behind him no matter what, how their relationships, how they came to be, how they all just loved and accepted each other and just were like a family no matter what they did. The villain of this whole drama, CEO Jung, Chairman Jung, first of all, the actor's name is Yoo Jae-myung. Honestly, to the very end, I just captivated by his performance. I was like, we're not getting this. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, Park Seo-joon, you're doing great. Like, you know, Corner, like whatever, you know, Kim Dami, you're great or whatever. You guys are doing great acting. But this man is setting the precedent. From the minute that he walked in, from the minute that we first met him, and he walks into the school because his son, you know, is a fucking asswipe, okay, and he bullies, and Park Seo-joon stopped him from bullying this kid by punching him in the face, pretty much. The minute he walks into the school to sort of settle the matter, the way that they pan up the camera on him and they show his like magnitude, his like just eeriness, how the room became still when he walked in. I mean, you're not like this is a performance we're getting. Like, this man is full on a menace. The minute I met him, I was like, okay, so this is the gangsta daddy. I'm sorry, this man is coming for y'all. You need to watch out for him, because it seems like he doesn't have a problem crushing anyone to get what he wants, and that he does. Another moment of Chairman Jung's that I really enjoyed was when he has to pick the company over his son. Basically, when his son Jung Gwon-won you know, first meets Park Seo-joon, obviously it's like intense, they hate each other, right? Then he accidentally hits Park Seo-joon's father, doesn't call the ambulance, has it covered up by his father, blames someone else for it, pretty much, right? So he gets away with it. 10 years later, you know, he's a director in the company or whatever, and it comes out again that he had like committed this hit and run accident, had somebody, you know, cover for him and stuff. It comes out, all that information comes out. When that incident is happening, you see Chairman Jung decide, okay, am I going to choose protecting my son, or am I going to choose the company? Because obviously the company's going to have problems if I choose my son. Stocks are going to go down, like they're going to try and dismiss me, as they tried to do in the drama, you know, like he goes through all of these things. And at first you're like, there's no way he's going to pick the company over his son, even though I knew. Me and Park Seo-joon, we both knew he was going to pick the company over his son. I was like, this man is proven to be ruthless. Why don't you believe him, right? Anyway, he kind of facilitates between, am I picking my son or the company? And in the end, he picks his company and just throws his son to the wolves. It was the most vicious thing I'd ever seen in my life. The way that man literally like preps his son to go to the police to go give his statement about the whole thing. He's like, I never even gave you a warm hug, my son. Let me hug you. It's like this little touching moment, and I'm like, oh, he chose the company over you, baby. I'm so sorry. I know you look very highly of your father, but he did not pick you. Which brings me to some of the qualms I had about the drama. Number one, the way each character kept picking people that did not pick them back. Let's start with the main offense. Park Seo-joon and Oh Soo-ah. They grew up together back before his father was killed. His father was sort of the sponsor for Soo-ah. He would like, you know, she was from the orphanage, and the company, Janga Company, would sponsor that orphanage. So that's how we got to get close to her and stuff. And he still kept in touch with her and paid for her schooling and everything. Like, he was really there. He's not only a mentor, but really like a father to this girl, you know? So when he dies, he's hit by Jung Gon-won, and Janga Company like covers up the whole thing. When that happens, and she decides that like she's gonna accept their money and their sponsorship, go to college and then work for them, because obviously they're trying to cover up all their, you know, loose ends and make sure nobody talks about the accident. When she chose Janga over Park Seo-joon and his father, I was like, bitch, you're dead to me. Like, I'm not even looking for you. Like, honestly, like, I cannot do this with you. But time and time again, until the end, which we gonna talk about. Park Se-ri would choose her and be like, yeah, I like her anytime she asked. This girl was beyond manipulative, kept like pulling on his heartstrings and being like, you know, like trying to like get like validation. Like she went and visited him in jail. What, you know, Park Se-ri, he does go to jail. That's like the whole thing, you know, for essentially finding out that Jang Eun-won kills his father. Then he goes to like kill him. Essentially, he goes to the hospital to kill him. And let me tell you something, that was quite a moment as well. But she like visits him in prison, and she's like, she basically tries to get validation for like picking Janga and like taking their money while he is in jail for almost killing the son of the company, like the heir to the company. And I was looking at her this whole scene like, are you fucking for real? You went to jail to see like if he would forgive you for picking the company over him? And then she had the audacity to end the conversation like, hey, do you still like me? Like, you never told me why you liked me. This motherfucker's in jail! If this is what you're doing? Another person that picked someone that did not pick them back. Poor little Gunsu, the second son, the dejected son, rejected son of Janga Company, is in love with Yiso, who I'm gonna talk about in detail as well. He like does everything for her, even though time and time again she has made it so clear that she's not interested in him, which really just made me think like, how many times does she have to say no before you believe her? Once someone shows their colors to you, once they tell you who they are, believe them. Do not wait for them to change or like do something different or like amaze you in some way. You need to believe them and move on. And so watching his story go from like just a really nice sweet boy to just an abysmal little shit really pissed me off. I was like, I cannot believe like this is how he's gonna be. Like, he is just gonna go from this sweet young boy to absolute shit for a girl. She's probably the number one reason why I really dislike the way that the story was written. Again, don't think that it's terrible writing. I think it's just a terrible ending to a story. Terrible endings to characters. How about that? Jo Yi-seo is this young girl who basically makes Danban into the huge like franchise, makes it a brand name essentially. She knows how to do that. She's an influencer model type. She knows how to do that. But she is so fucking rude, entitled, mean, unnecessarily so, racist, transphobic as well. Just overall a terrible character who in my eyes cannot be redeemed just because she helps Park Se-ri get to where he wants to be. And that's what they were trying to do. They didn't really have her apologize for shit. Sure, she'd be like, oh, you know, sorry about the racist things I said, I'm gonna help you. Or sorry that I was really, you know, transphobic. You're still gonna be my friend. Like it just like it was like these small little apologies that were supposed to like automatically heal these large wounds that she inflicted on these people. And then we're supposed to root for her to be with Se-ri just because she's on his side? That doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't understand how the writers really thought that I was gonna root for her and Se-ri. Not a single redeemable quality in that little girl. I'm sorry. I don't care that she fought for him. I really don't. Granted, he deserves someone to be fighting for him, but the way that she fought for him was so malicious. She kicked down a lot of people. She trampled on them. She literally would just shove them off a ledge if it meant that Park Se-ri was getting where he wanted to go. Is that really the character we want beside him? Another thing, when we're first introduced to her, she's like a teen. I'm sorry, she's a teenager. I really hate that whole like, oh, it's the new year, now I'm 20 business. You're a teenager, you're 19, I'm sorry. I cannot ship you with a 30-year-old man. No way in fucking hell will I ever do that. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry, I'm not. Now, granted, they did do a time jump so that she was more age appropriate, but there was still a 10-year age gap between them. Like, that's not going to change. When they were born is not going to change. But I guess at that point, you know, whatever, I guess you're an adult, you can make the own decisions. But it made me uncomfortable, if I'm being really honest. It really didn't do well. The age gap, their lack of chemistry as well. Seriously. Do you guys think that they had chemistry? I think that they are the two least romantic leads in the history of any drama that I've seen. I don't think they matched well together at all. How am I supposed to believe that he liked her this whole time? Like, everyone was like, everyone knows that you like her. You're the only one that you didn't know. What? Why? What do you mean you didn't know how you felt about her? That's something that also doesn't make any sense to me. You know how you feel about a person. Well, now, whether you try to hide it, whether you try to ignore it, that's a different story. But you know, there was no inclination in that story whatsoever that maybe be like, oh yeah, they belong together because of this, this, and this, because of their connection from this, and this. There were no points in the story where I was like, their connection is being formed. It was rather so sudden. Well, no, I know it wasn't sudden. I know that that's what the writers were trying to get to. I know that they were trying to get to them being together, but you didn't write it. You didn't write it. You just forced them to be together. There was literally no romance in this drama. It was really all about strife and struggle, which I liked. I kind of liked that there was no romance about it. That's why I kept watching. Like, I wanted to see him win, honestly. So to have him be, you know, romantic with, you know, Yiso, really just, it pissed me off. Anytime I saw her on the screen, I was like, I'm sorry, no. And I skipped all of their romantic bits. I did not watch them kiss or whatever and like talk about their love. I'm sorry, it's so fucking stupid. It doesn't make any sense. You didn't write it. You did not write that to be in the story, so I don't believe it. Another thing that doesn't make sense, the character assassination of Oh Soo-ah. You mean to tell me that while you had me hating her for being a disloyal bitch, that she was actually infiltrating Janga and stealing the information and became a whistleblower and brought the whole company down so that Park Saudi could step in and buy the bitch? That's what you mean to tell me? That she was a whistleblower this whole time? I couldn't, oh my god. I could not believe that this is how they wanted to end Park Soo-ah, or Oh Soo-ah, sorry. That she was a whistleblower the whole time. That's why she joined Janga in the first place. To collect information on them, to tear them down. You couldn't have let us know from like what, Ep 2? You couldn't have given us a hint? You made her seem so unlikable and so disloyal and beyond manipulative. Why not have her just be that way? It's okay. Like, you clearly didn't want a romance with her. Like, that's, like, you just wanted her to be there as, like, a sort of first love character. That's fine. You could have just had her be that. Like, having her be the whistleblower in the end, it made no sense whatsoever. And it made me feel so bad for her. That everything that she has worked for, all of this shit that she's collecting, this decade-long torment that she went through. I know I said that my biggest issue was, what is her name? Jo Yiso. But I think my real big issue is just the lack of effort they put into the female leads. I really couldn't believe it. That, like, this is how they were gonna end up. That Oh Soo-ah, we hated her the whole time, but she was being a whistleblower to bring down Janga. Like, she was with, you know, Saudi and his father the whole time. And then to have Yiso be so fucking awful and say such awful things and not really apologize or change, you know, but she is on Sarity's side, so she gets to be with him. I think I got most of my grievances out. If I forgot anything, we'll talk about it in the comments, definitely. But that was my main issues with Itaewon Class, so I don't know if I would recommend you watching it because I was so disappointed in the end, and I don't want you to feel that way. Now, you might feel differently. You might end up rooting for different characters. Unlike me, I really wasn't rooting for anyone except for Park Saeori and his staff, the two friends that he's known for a very long time. I was really only rooting for them. Oh, and Tony, of course, my cousin. But besides that, everyone else was so despicable and just so unredeemable in my eyes, despite the chance to redeem themselves. Okay, so yeah, those are my thoughts on Itaewon Class. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say. I seriously need to know because again, I felt like a lot of people on Twitter were like content with the drama and the way that it ended, but I am not. So yes, let's talk about it in the comments. Let's talk about it in the comments, okay? Tell me what you guys thought about the drama. If you liked it, if you didn't, like, what were your thoughts? I really want to get an in-depth discussion on Itaewon because I think that this is something we're going to be talking about for a little bit until really the next hot drama comes out. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think, okay? Tweet at me, comment below, and I'll be back with another video. Bye, guys.